Okay, guys, good evening, everyone. So let's begin here. So, guys, let's begin with this Azure data engineering. So, what is Azure data engineering, guys? Yes, Azure data engineering is a group of all the services bunched together. That is called as what? Azure data engineering. Okay, so we can say these are the group of services. These are the group of cloud services. Group of what is that? Cloud services provided by the these are the group of cloud services provided by the, yes, guys, Microsoft, provided by the Microsoft, yes, to perform the various operations such as what is that? Data migration. Then we have data summarization. Data summarization, data migration. Then we have, okay, data integration. Then we have, apart from this, guys, what are the other things we have it? Yes, data migration, data integration, and then we have what is that? Data summarization. Then you have data visualization. Yes, guys, data visualization, etc. These are all the services provided here into the that is Azure data engineering. Whereas we have the following services provided in the Azure data engineering. What are those, guys? The first and foremost service that is called as, what is it? ADF. What is it called as? ADF. Where the ADF stands for what is, guys? Azure, yes, Data Factory. It is called as what? Azure Data Factory. Whereas the next one, we have it as what is that? The another service provided here, that is nothing but called as ADB. So what do you mean by ADB, guys? Azure, yes, Databricks. Azure Databricks. Then you have what is that? The next one you have it as what, guys? The next one you have it as what? Yes, the next one is nothing but we have it as Synapse. Azure Synapse. We can say what is it? Azure Synapse. Azure Synapse. Okay, Azure Synapse. Okay, then we have the, apart from this, we also have the service that is nothing but, we can say it here, guys. Yes, we also have a service that is called as what? Azure. Yes, Azure Machine Learning. ML stands for what? Machine Learning, guys. And then afterwards, we also have, okay, we also have what is that? Under this, again, we have the under the Azure data engineering, we also have one more very important and trending right now, that is called as Azure Artificial Intelligence. Azure Artificial Intelligence. Okay. AI. That means nothing but a system-based, everything is automated way. So these are all the services provided here into the Azure data engineering, guys. Okay. So whereas these are the group of services we have. These are the group of services we have provided by the Azure. Okay. So for the process of what is that? For the process of end-to-end implementation of a project. For the process of what? End-to-end implementation of a project. That's it. Okay, guys. The next one after this, just a minute. Okay, guys. So the next one after this, yes, when we talk about the Azure Data Factory, or we talk about the Azure Data Bricks, guys, everyone. When we talk about the Azure Data Factory or the Azure Data Bricks, these are developed basically. Yes, guys, everyone. These are developed. Azure Lakes, Data Lakes will come here later. Okay. So Azure Data Factory and the Azure Data Bricks, Azure Data Factory and the Azure Data Bricks, guys, everyone. So these are the two services provided, which is developed on, okay guys, which is developed on a technique. What is the technique? The technique is called as, what is it? Yes, guys, the technique is called as what? The technique is called as what? Yes, guys, the technique is called as what? ETL, which stands for what? Extraction, transformation, and loading. And apart from this, we also have the ETL is an older technique, guys. This is a very old technique. Now it is being replaced. Slowly it is being replaced, not gradually, not instantly. Okay. So it has been replaced with, what is that? ELT. What is it? Extraction, loading, and transformation. Extraction, yeah, loading and transformation, ELT. Whereas these are the two techniques. Azure supports both, guys, ETL or ELT, where the ETL stands for what, guys? I'm writing the abbreviation of the same here, just for your knowledge purpose. Yes, guys. Extraction, transformation, and loading. Extraction, transformation, and loading. And the next one is, what is that you have it, guys? Extraction, all of you, the next one, I can say. Extraction, there is nothing but sequence is same. But first of all, we extract it, and then we load it, then we transform it at the end. So we can say extraction, loading, and transformation. These are the two techniques which is provided. Whereas, guys, everyone, in order to use these techniques, all of you, in order to use this technique, we require, what is that? Two things, guys. What are those two things? We require two things. The first and foremost thing which is required by us is nothing but called as what? Yes, guys. The first and foremost thing which is required by us is called as what? Yes, source. Is called as what? Source. And the next one is called as the target. And next one is called as what? Target. So guys, what do you mean source? Guys, source is nothing but, actually it is the source of data, we can say. Okay, source of data. Sorry. So guys, all of you, source of data. So what is the source of data? Source of data is nothing but a place from where we get the data. Place from where we get the data is called a source of data. So what are the sources according to you from where you get the data, guys? We all get the data ultimately from the business, guys. From the business. From the business, we get the data. Yes, guys, from the business, we get the data. And then what type of business you can have? You can have the social networking sites. Okay. Social networking sites. Okay, that's social networking sites. This is the major source of generating the generation of the data, that is called as what? Massive amount of data, which we call it as what? Big data. Which we call it as what? Big data, guys. All of you. This is called as what? Big data. Whereas apart from this, we can also expect the data from the banking applications. That is nothing but, that is also one of the business. And this business generates a massive amount of data. That is called that is called as what? Massive amount of data. Massive amount of data. This generates a massive amount of data, and this is called as, what is that? Ultimately, the we get the data from the banking applications. So banking applications also generates the massive amount of data. Massive amount, that means huge amount of data. That is also referred as, what is that? Big data, guys. Big data. That's it. Okay. Whereas various categories of data. And now again, next one we can say business, guys. Business means what? So business, I can say, what is it? Stock market. Stock market means what? It's a continuous data. Am I right? Stock market. Stock market means what, guys? Shares, debentures, etc. These are all the things we have it. So this is nothing but a continuous data. So it is called as what? Yes, guys, this kind of a data is called as what? Live streaming data. Or we can say data from the live streaming process. Data from the live streaming process. And this is also a major source of generating the big data. Big data. That's it, guys. Okay. These are the various sources of generating the big data. Getting my point, all of you? So now, guys, all of you tell me, first of all, what is basically the, yes, what is basically the types of data you have it? Big data, you have it already. We have discussed it already. Okay. Even yesterday we have discussed Day before yesterday also we have discussed what is data and everything. Now guys, tell me, what is a big data? How many type of big data we can have? The big data is classified into how many categories, guys? Big data is classified into how many categories? Tell me now, guys. The big data is classified into three categories. What are those? Can somebody tell me? Yes, guys, please. The first one is called as what? Structured data. Yes, guys. The first one is called as what? Structured data. And the second one is called as what? Yes, unstructured data. Guys, I recommend to please speak out because if you type, will have to parallelly concentrate of both the things, which will be difficult. So it's better if you can speak
Yeah,
out.
structured, unstructured, semi-structured.
Yes, structured. STRUC. Yes, structured.
Unstructured and
Yeah.
semi-structured.
Yes. We can say unstructured data, and then we can have what's that? Semi-structured data. That's it, guys. Semi-structured data. These are the three categories of data we have. So you know already what is structured data, the data which is kept in the proper form of rows and columns. That is in the form of what is a table. That is in the form of table means what? It is a collection of what is it, guys? Rows and columns. Rows and what is that? Columns. Rows and columns. Whereas, guys, all of you, the next one is unstructured. Means what? Your videos, photos, etc. Your videos, photos, etc. All this comes under unstructured data. So videos, photos, chat histories, video, photo, chat history, and then your voice notes. All these are called as what? Unstructured data, which does not has a proper structure. Any vague data. That's it. So that's it. We can say what's it? Unstructured data. So the proper format of the data. Semi-structured means what? The data still we have it. That means we can understand the data, but still it is not in the complete processed form. It is not in the complete processed form. So such as we can say the data which is recorded in the JSON. Yes, guys. JSON means what? You know already. JSON, and then you have what is that? XML format, etc., etc. HTML format. These are all the forms of data we can say. Okay, we can say which is nothing but semi-structured. Whereas when you talk in the real time, so guys, only 20% of the data you will receive it in semi-structured and structured format. In the semi-structured and structured format, together we receive only 20% of the data, guys. Whereas 80% of the data, guys, everyone, whereas 80% of the data, guys, whereas 80% of the data, we receive it in what is that? 80% of the data, we receive it in the unstructured format. That means we can say 80% of the data, we will get it in what? Unstructured form. Sorry. We'll receive it in what? Unstructured form here. So we can say 80% of the data will be receiving it in unstructured form. That's it, guys. Okay. So now, guys, so this, yeah, these are the three categories. These are the three categories of data we have, guys. That is called a structured, semi-structured, and unstructured data. That's it, guys. Okay. Whereas, guys, this data, to get it into the Azure, to get this data into the Azure, because this data is right now where unstructured data is there, semi-structured data is there, or structured data, whatever you have it, it has to first of all, yes, just a minute. I will show you. Just a minute, all of you. Come to my desktop. All of you, just see here. I'm sharing my screen right away. See the desktop. Can you see here, guys? There are a lot of folders are there, but I have a folder called customer is there. Open this customer folder. In this, you have two files. How many? Customer East and Customer South. Now tell me, these files have some data. Some data is there in this files. Just I'm opening it for just okay to show you. Now, guys, tell me. When we open these files, we can find the data here. When we open these files, guys, we can find the data, all of you. When we open these files, we can find the data. That's it. This is the data you have it. Can you see here? This is the data we have it. This is the data. When you see this, you have the data here. What is CID, customer name, location, and phone number, etc., etc. You have it. This data is nothing but right now it is on my desktop. It is on what my desktop. It is on my desktop, guys. It is on my desktop. The data is on my desktop. Now tell me, everyone. So is this data local to my system or it is accessible to all of you? Is this data local to my system or it is accessible to all of you? Tell me now.
Local to your system.
Local to my system. That means I can say this is on premises. This is on, what is that? On premises system. It is called as what? On premises system. If I want this file to be accessed by all of you, I have to convert this on premises system towards that cloud form. Okay. I have to convert this on-premises system towards that cloud form. I have to convert this on-premises system towards on-premises data towards that cloud. So for that, I require to get it onto the cloud environment. Cloud means what? Azure. So for getting this data and storing this data, the Azure require storages. So what are those storages? So we can say storages, Azure storages. What is this? We can say Azure storages. We can say what's that? Azure storages. We can say what is that? Azure storages, or we can say storages in Azure. Storages in Azure. So what are the storages we have it? Every storage is designed for a specific reason or for a specific type of data, such as you have the first type of storage. We can say Azure block storage, guys, everyone. So this kind of storage is called as Azure blob storage, where blob stands for what? Binary large object. Blob stands for what, guys? Binary large object, where this can store any kind of damn data. Whether you have a structured data is there, or you have a unstructured data, you have it. Yes, guys. Whether you have a structured data or unstructured data, or you have a semi-structured data, or you have a semi-structured data. Structured data, unstructured data, or any semi-structured data. Any type of data, guys, it can be stored in the Azure block storage. That's it. So what is that? Azure block storage can store structured, unstructured, and semi-structured data. That's it, guys. Structured, semi-structured, and unstructured data. Whereas, apart from this, the second type of storage, you can say, what is it? Azure Data Lake Gen 1, guys. Gen 1, anyways, I require to tell you this. This is going to retire in 2024. Hence, it is not allowing the Azure to create it. We are not able to create the this one. Just for the knowledge sake, I'm telling you guys. Just for okay, just for the sake of knowledge, I'm telling you. But whereas, can you see here? What is it? You have it. Azure Data Lake Gen 1. Gen 1 is a type of storage which can store what? Gen 1. Anyways, we need not discuss it also because you cannot create it right away. So it's best of things to discuss. It's going to retire in 2024. Now it's not allowing to create it. Anyways, you have a Azure Data Lake Gen 2. So that means whatever the data you have it currently in Azure Data Lake Gen 1, it is being migrated to Gen 2. Even the Gen 2 storage stores all kind of data. What is that? Structured, semi-structured, or unstructured. Okay. So what is that? Structured, semi-structured, or unstructured. But whereas the data here is recorded in a DFS format. DFS stands for distributed file format. Distributed file format. What do you mean by distributed file format? Guys, there is a CSV file is there. For example, just I'm telling you, there is a CSV file. There is a CSV file, everyone. There is a CSV file. And now in that CSV file, everyone, there is a CSV file. In that CSV file, we have, what is that? The data is there pertaining to some sales information of a supermarket, where that sales information is for 1 year. And the whole 2022 or 2023 year is there. Information is there. Now, what is it you have to do here is, that when the information is there, total information, 2022 and 2023, the whole information you have it. What is that we wanted to do is, quarter-wise, I want to store the data. Quarter-wise, I want to store the data. Tell me now, how many quarters will be there in a year? Yes, how many quarters will be there in a year?
4, 3,
Obviously,
3. Yeah.
4 quarters wise. Yes, 4 quarters, not the 3 quarters. Am I right?
Yeah, for 4 quarters. Yes.
4 quarters. We will have 4 quarters. So now there will be 4 quarters in a year. So tell me now, for each quarter sales data, for recording of each quarter sales data, which file is created? One CSV file is created. So how many CSV files created? File one, two CSV,
4.
three CSV, four CSV. That's it. So this is how the data is distributed in the distributed file format. This is called as DFS format. Anyways, we will see in detail about the DFS format once we get into the subject. As of now, I can say this is the most advanced storage provided. That is nothing but Azure Data Lake Gen 2. Okay. So anyways, these are the three storages. Apart from this, guys, we have many more storages. Let us discuss each one of them. So we can say Azure, okay, Azure SQL database. So what do you mean by this Azure SQL database is nothing but if you have a Azure SQL server is there. Sorry, SQL server is there. You want to migrate the data from the SQL server to Azure SQL database. That means from on-premises to you want to migrate towards it cloud environment. At that time, you can store the data into this. But here it can store only one type of data, no other kind of data that is called a structured data. Except the structured, you cannot store any kind of other data in this. Getting my point? And the next one, fifth one, what is it? You have it Azure. Yes, guys, what is it? You have it Azure. Tell me now. Azure Cosmos DB, guys. Cosmos DB. Cosmos DB means what? This is a very trending database and a very interesting topic as well, which is called as Cosmos DB is nothing but called as what? NoSQL database. So likewise, we can say what is that? Cosmos DB. Likewise, we can say Cosmos DB is a NoSQL database which can store what is that? If it is a SQL data, non-SQL, there is no SQL database, what kind of data should be recorded here, guys, according to you? If it is based on a SQL means only one structured type of data is recorded. If you have no SQL means what kind of data can be recorded here? We can store all the, that is nothing but semi-structured and structured data. We can store all the semi-structured and structured data. We can store it here. Everyone is following? I want an answer, please.
Yes.
Guys, the session should be interactive. It will be interesting for you and as well as for me, rather than me talking on one side. So always I prefer this, the two-sided interaction is better. Guys, okay, so we have what's it? Structured and semi-structured data can be stored into the Azure Cosmos DB. Whereas next one, what is it you have it? Azure, we have what's it? Synapse Analytics. Azure Synapse Analytics. So guys, the Azure Synapse Analytics means what? Purely structured data because it is called as a data warehouse of Azure. It is called as what? Data warehouse of Azure. Hence, only structured data, and that too, the data is recorded in a dimensional format. So, what is dimensional format? What are the slowly changing dimensions? Okay, what are the STD 1, 2, and 3? All these things we are going to see once we get into the subject. Okay, so these are all the data warehouse is nothing but we can have it. Okay, yeah, exactly. Next one. After this, guys, again, what is it? You have it. The next one you can say it here as a Azure Elastic Pool, guys. Elastic Pool means what? The group of databases. If you have 100 databases is there. If you have one, suppose there is a company which has there is a product-based company is there. Just a minute, 1 minute. Alibaba. There is a product-based company which has 100 data, which has a 100 databases. One is all of them should be recorded like one database. So for that, what we can do, we can store the group of databases in an elastic pool. So group of databases working like a single database is called as what? Elastic pool. Where in the elastic pool we have group of databases stored. Getting my point? So this is nothing but the Azure Elastic Pool. Likewise, guys, you have many storages, but totally anticipated is 90 plus storages. You can have more than that or less than that also. Today, now we'll start with the basic the basic introduction about the practicals and everything. I will show you how many storages you have, even how to move further. All these things we'll discuss it now, guys. Everyone. So first of all, to begin with the process, guys, everyone, to begin with the process here, everyone, to begin with the process, first of all, how to start with a subscription. You have to go to the web page now. How to take the subscription? For that, go azure.com. Go to the azure.com. And then after going to the azure.com, we have to get it registered. That means your mail ID, etc. I'll open it now. I'm opening a tab here, everyone. So I'm opening this. See here, guys, everyone. Now, here use it as azure.com. You will get the recordings. Don't worry. They will send it to you directly to Google Drive access. So, guys, this is nothing but azure.com. It's called as azure.com, where you want to start for, if you want, you can start for free, or you can go with the pay as you go model. But always I recommend to go with the free account. So click on the free account. And now start free. Here you have to give your mail ID, everything. I'm already registered, so hence it's taking up. I'm not able to get you, please. Huh? Pardon me? Hello? I didn't get you. Someone was talking something. Anyways, I didn't heard. So please, guys, this is the, so what it says, looks like already you're registered. Yes, I am registered. I have already some subscription is there. So use an existing subscription, click on this. So it will reroute me back. It will reroute me back to this portal. It is called as portal.azure.com. This is the actual portal we will be having. So use it here. After getting registered on this, it will reroute you back to the portal.azure.com. Portal.azure.com. Okay. Portal.azure.com. That's it, guys. Portal.azure.com. That's it, guys. So now we have to start. What is that? See here, all of you. Can you see here? More services are there or not? Click on this. These are all the services, guys. See, list of all the services. Some are paid, some are free, something. Azure Synapse Analytics, Azure Synapse Analytics, private link hubs. See, these are the storages only. All. Okay, this here 21 databases storages are there. Various databases. Where can you see here? SQL database is there, SQL Server is there, Azure Cosmos DB for MongoDB. Okay, Azure database for SQL, MySQL server. Okay, then you have, what is that? Elastic Pool, I told you, Elastic Job Agents, SQL Server. Okay, then Azure ARC data controllers. All these are the various types. So we can say it is estimated that almost all 90 plus storages you may have it. Anyways, we will see all of them once we get into the subject. Need not worry on this. So this is how the things we have it, guys. That's it. Okay. So portal.azure.com. Now start working on this. That's it. Okay. So guys, so as a part of this course, first of all, what we are going to do is we are going to start with the first. We are going to start with the introduction of all this. What is that? ADF. First of all, what is Azure Data Factory? What is Azure Data Factory? How does it works? What is Azure Data Factory? We are going to see this. And then after this, we are going to see what is it? Azure Databricks. Sir, please tell me. Then Azure Synapse. Tell me, guys.
Sir, how many services are free available in free accounts or Azure? These are the topics which are to cover in this.
Yes, these are the important main that is something, but in the full stack, we are going to deal with all these three: Azure Synapse, Azure Databricks, and Azure Data Factory.
All
Okay.
these are free available.
Yes, of course. No. You have to take the subscription, guys. Take the
Okay.
subscription. Yeah, you have to take the subscription and you have to pay it from your pocket. We can't provide all those things.
Yeah, but while we are doing practice in this, actually the cost is too high. Very.
So do one thing. Do one thing. I will just show you some cost optimization techniques. And apart from this, the cost optimization techniques, if you use the free account, just once the account expires, just change the card, and you can use the debit and credit card. Any card you can use it. It's not essential to have a debit card, sorry, credit card, but debit card is also accepted here. So you can use either new card, new mail ID. That's it. You can use it for some time. Okay, because my is a
Till
routine process.
okay, till this course completion, we will get 3 cards.
Obviously, you have to do that.
Thank you.
Okay, that's it. So now after this, okay, we will see what is Data Factory, Databricks, and what is Synapse. Okay, so and detailed curriculum and detailed course contents is already there in the that is DurgaSoft online. You can just check it. Now, guys, before I go ahead, just tell me, all of you clear with this concept called ETL or not? Because this is a very basic and important factor. You should understand it first of all. If not, I will take a very good example for your understanding. Those who are not from a technical background. Okay, so I can just tell you, no problem. Nothing, guys, tell me.
These class notes will you share with the.
See, the recordings will be shared to you. The recording will be shared.
This lectures you are writing on the notepad, whatever you are writing.
This I will close it after the class. I won't save it this. Okay.
In the regular classes, you will share all these short notes or not?
That is more than enough for you. You have a recordings will be there now. Everything will be there in the recording. Okay. The only thing is that you have to see and butify it in the recording. Am I right? You can play multiple times. It is not that you can play only once in a day. It's not like that. Nah. There is no limitation. You can play it as many times as you want. So I don't think that's really required. Okay. So, but still, if you require it in some cases, we provide it, but that's an again hectic job. So providing every day, because these recordings and all these things is not provided by me. It is from the DurgaSoft directly.
Yeah. Yes.
So they will do it directly from their end. So
Okay,
again, every day.
upload in the SharePoint or your Google Drive. Yeah, Durga
Anyways,
employees.
Yeah, of course, that's fine. But what I can do is I can give you in the chat box. You can copy it. The only the existing students who all the people who require this generally I will give the same in the chat box. You can take it in the chat box and you can do it as per your convenience. No problem. There's a way we adopt it. Okay, so that's the thing we have it. So okay, and apart from this, yeah, and what about this? From tomorrow onwards, there will be change in the link, guys. We will be seeing a new. We'll be meeting it tomorrow with a new link, and the timings will be the same, 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. That with the standard timings we are going to follow it on an everyday basis. Okay, that's it. And those who have attended today can contact Muskan in DurgaSoft. I'll provide you her number. Okay, so just meanwhile I can give you my number as well. So this is my number. You can have it. So guys, if somebody want to provide it, so okay, so if somebody want to interact with me, so you can have this number. So directly you can chat on, call me on this. So I will see that all the things are given to you.
Sir, I have a quick question. So we cover these three things in the course, no? Azure Data Factory.
Yes.
And apart from this, like, do we do any PySpark code for this?
Yes, in this Databricks only, you will be seeing it on PySpark.
You'll take classes for it, sir?
Yes, I will take the practical classes on this.
Okay. And Azure Data Factory and Azure Synapse are the tools, huh?
Services, they are not tools, services.
Okay.
Okay, just we call it service, not the tools, not the products we call here. Just one service.
Okay.
Okay.
Sir, is it going to be something similar in the lines of SSIS or?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay.
Similar to means more advanced than that.
Okay.
Okay.
And we start off with Azure Databricks, sir, with PySpark.
We start with the data factory first, and then we go with the Databricks and Synapse. The introduction I will give you for the three. First of all, how the things works off everything for the data factory, Databricks and Synapse. The working structure I will explain you for all the three. Later on, we'll start
Okay.
all the scenarios on data factory.
Sir, how many days is this course going to go, sir?
This is almost for 3.5 months.
Sir?
3.5
I
months.
didn't.
अभी जीपे करता हूँ
3.5 months.
Okay.
We say 90 days, but because we take Saturday, Monday to Fridays only, we don't take it on Saturdays. So I don't take it on Saturdays if it is needed unless until. So it will be 3.5 months, you can see.
1 hour a day, sir, on the course?
1 hour, 1.5 hours based on the case study.
Okay.
Till that case study is completed, we'll just keep on hanging on that.
Okay.
Okay. So that's it, guys. Any other questions if you have, you can just ask me again. Okay. Thank you, guys, everyone. So we'll just catch tomorrow at the same time. Okay. Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah. From tomorrow onwards, we'll see the practicals. Yes, please go ahead.
What syllabus are you covering in Databricks? So
It's written already in the contents, but still for your knowledge, I'm telling you. Basically, Azure, that is copy data, or the transformation from source as a Azure SQL database, target as a Azure Synapse, various combinations we are going to see even on the Azure Databricks. See, the whole code, it is the code based. We are going to use the PySpark coding into the Azure Databricks. Azure Databricks, we are going to use it on PySpark. Data Factory, it's the menu driven. You don't need to write any code on this. Synapse is more advanced, where you have ADF and ADB features is also there in the Synapse. That is one of the things you have. But there is no coding in the Synapse. Okay.
in Azure Data Factory, sir.
Tell me.
In Azure Data Factory, which language are you using? Are you using Python or SQL?
SQL we use it, Python also we use it, but the Azure Data Factory basically it's a menu driven, so we don't write the code basically there. Okay, but the language we use the SQL. Okay. So almost all the coding will be zero, guys, in Azure Data Factory. I can say there will be zero coding, no coding at all. And in the Databricks, it is totally a code based. If you learn three of them, Azure Databricks, Data Factory, and the Synapse, then you will have a very good command over all the things. Okay. You will be called as a complete data engineer for Azure.
Sir, if Azure Data Factory and Azure Databricks run on the concepts of ETL, why we have to code Azure Databricks, the code base? We can simply switch the...
Very good question. Basically, in the real-time implementation of the project, integration of data and migration of the data is more easier in Azure Data Factory. So for that process, they're using a Data Factory. And for the Azure Databricks, what they're doing is they're using the this one. What is that? The code based. Why I'll tell you. See, guys, I'll tell you, everyone. Just a minute. All of you, just in a small example. It will not take much time. Guys, here you have an example. Suppose you have been to a supermarket, guys. There is a supermarket. Okay. So now there is a supermarket. So how many products will be there in the supermarket? Many products. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Likewise, you have hundreds of products will be there. But are you going to buy all of them or some of it which is required by you? Tell me now. All of you. Hello. My question is that there is a supermarket where you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So supermarket where you have a,
We'll pick what we need, sir.
what we need. Suppose I wanted to, you have been to a supermarket and the Reliance Fresh, let us assume. And as I wanted to buy only vegetables there, I want to cook some curry, vegetable curry, veg curry, I want to cook it. Okay. So for cooking my curry, I require all the vegetables or some of the vegetables? Tell me now. All the vegetables, yeah?
Some of them.
Some of them. Let us say some 1, 2, 3. So here what you're doing is from the group of all the vegetables provided there, you're picking up only the required vegetables. This is called as what is that? Part of extraction. Here. Once you bought them home, the vegetables you bought them home. Before you start the cooking process, what is it you need to do? Tell me now. You bought the veggies now. So tell me now, once you get them home, what you are going to do? You have to start the cutting and chopping. Am I right or no? What you'll do? Cutting. Then what is it? Chopping.
Cleaning.
Cleaning. Okay.
Preparing. Means we are preparing the vegetables.
Yeah, that is something about cooking.
Yes.
Cooking, etc. All this is the process. Once finally everything is done, cooking is done. Finally, you will get it what? Veg curry. You will get the output as what? Veg curry. Am I right or not? So whereas
Right.
in this process, cutting, chopping, cleaning, and cooking, that means from the raw vegetables, you are converting it towards a cooked format. So hence, this is called as transformation. We do the same task in transformation also. But here we do it on data. Getting my point? Transformation. And finally, once the curry is cooked, curry is ready, what you will do? Eat. Eating is the process of what? Loading. That's it. That is sending it to the destination. So as it's a curry, we eat it. So hence we can say this is called as a loading process. Here we load, this is the food, hence I'm just using this just for easier understanding. But actually it is the data is loaded into the target system. Getting my point? So what is your target destination? To eat ultimately. Okay. That is nothing but we eat it. For eating purpose, we do all this process. So here is the extraction, transformation, loading. So here for extraction, guys, for extraction till this part, we use it ADF. Getting my point? But from the transformation, we use what? ADB here. Because more flexible in ADB. Okay. Actually, ADB is more easier than we think. People think that ADB is more tougher, but actually ADB is more easier than the ADF. Okay. You have ADB. So use it ultimately after this visualization, data visualization. Visualization means analysis. So analysis is nothing but you wanted to analyze or you wanted to compare your curry with your friend's curry. So unknowingly what you're doing, you're comparing the two curries. Am I right or not? And one of it will be rated higher. Am I right? Yes. If the same task has to be done on a very large scale, you require a technological support. So here we use Azure Synapse on this. This is how we exactly apply it on the real-time projects. Clear, everyone? Yes, guys?
Yes. But
Sorry.
hello.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, tell me.
We are extracting data using data factory. From where we are extracting data?
From various sources. It can be the on-premises or the cloud.
On-premise to cloud.
On-premises or cloud, anything it can be. It can be the on-premises or the cloud, anything you can have. Okay. That's it, guys. Okay.
So
Please go
So-
ahead.
So between ADF to ADB, right? So once you extract the data, so this is altogether a different service, right? So are we going to store somewhere else, sir?
Yes, common storages. That's what I told you here above now. Whether you use ADF, ADB, or Synapse, these are common for all.
Okay, so you extract the data. Let's just say you have a SQL Server database. You
Yes.
use ADF
Yeah.
to pick that data and load it into some common storage,
Yes.
and then you write the ADB stuff
Yes. Exactly.
using that and to
Exactly.
transform that data.
Exactly. Exactly.
So you can't simply take and transform on the fly from
That is the technique we
from
are
source
applying.
to target, right?
That is the technique we are applying in ELT. Okay. That is the technique we apply in ELT. Extraction, loading, and transformation. Getting my point? Transformation, do it as per your convenience. Okay. So, guys, that's it for the day.
Samir, I have last
Please,
last question.
Please, please.
We are extracting data from on-premise to cloud using data factory. We
Sure.
can directly extract the data in Databricks. Here also you mentioned we are performing ETL operation in Databricks.
See, basically, whether it is Databricks or Data Factory or Synapse, we require to store the data in storages only. There is no other way where the Databricks stores the data, where Azure stores the data. Azure stores it in the Azure storages only. Okay. These are all the storages. These are common for all. What is that? These are common for all, guys. These storages are common for every service it is provided. Any service can use it here. Okay. Okay.
I wanted to ask actually for hands-on, we will get the sample data, right? For hands-on, we will get the sample data.
If you get the sample data, okay, sample data in the sense you already structured.
Yeah.
Or you
So
can
take
say REST
example.
APIs. You can say REST APIs. Am I right?
Yeah, right.
Directly you can take it, need not store it into the storage. Directly you can pull in from APIs to directly Azure. You can take that as a source, but it should be in the cloud. If not cloud, then you have to make out some other things. If it is on cloud, directly you can pull in the data on REST APIs. Need not worry on this. You don't need to store this on this. Huh? You have some situations where you can directly pull in the data. You don't need to store it. It is only for storage if it is a process of migration project.
Yeah,
Migration means what?
actually.
Moving it from the on-premises to cloud. Okay.
Right.
That's it. So that's it, guys, everyone. So thank you for attending. And tomorrow we will have the class at 8 o'clock. And that's it, guys. So we'll meet again tomorrow. The link is going to change it. Okay. And you will get the material and the demo links, everything by tomorrow. And guys, just provide me, just send a text on my mobile. Your name, the batch timings. The batch timings is 8 to p.m. ADE, you can say Azure Data Engineering. So you can just type it here and name, you can send it. I will create a WhatsApp group. If any communication is there, we can just have a communication on this WhatsApp group. Okay. And that's it. So regarding the classes or regarding the material and regarding the FAQs, if you require some of the FAQs, all these things, we can discuss it on this. Okay. So that's it, guys. Thank you, everyone. So I'm just ending up the class. Thank you for attending. Bye-bye. Any questions? Okay. Thank you, guys. Send me on this WhatsApp, not on this. I've given you a number, no? WhatsApp, not here, guys. WhatsApp.